We are back, and today we're going to be going over 5 dupes of 5 popular Louis Vuitton fragrances. The first one that we are going to be going over is Imagination. You all probably know Imagination, citrusy, green tea, soapy, probably the most popular, and among a lot of people, is their consensus number 1. The fragrance that I found that is the best at cloning Imagination is Game of Spades Full House by Joe Milano. I find this one to be 90% similar, and you can find it at different places for about $70. I've had some great experience with Joe Milano in the Game of Spades series, so I have no problem saying that it is the best one that I have found. The only real difference, which doesn't make it 100% similar, is that there's not as much tea in there. However, it does amp it up on the citrus a little bit. So the scent profile in and of itself is a little bit different. The DNA is still 100% there though. Imagination, I find, is a hard fragrance to clone because Louis Vuitton does have access to the highest quality ingredients you could use for a fragrance. Therefore, it's going to smell high quality. They're going to charge you that higher price point if they want to be the best. Hence why you're paying $70 for something like Game of Spades Full House. It's also going to last you about 5 hours on skin. When compared to Imagination, I get like 8 to 10 hours. So that also does hinder it a little bit. All in all though, really good stuff from Joe Milano in the Game of Spades series. Next up, Afternoon Swim. The best dupe I have found of Afternoon Swim is going to be Jean Loizor. I have owned Jean Loizor, and I now currently own Yves Quatre by Paris Corner. It's more of its own thing. I'd say that Jean Loizor is about 92% similar to Afternoon Swim, and you can find it at different places for about $30. I want to say the big difference between Yves Quatre and Jean Loizor is that I think Jean Loizor really focuses a little bit more on that bergamot note in the top. That's kind of what keeps Afternoon Swim from being completely just oranges. It differentiates itself in that way where it has more bergamot and a tiny bit more ginger as well. Unfortunately, it does have about the exact same longevity as Afternoon Swim. It's gonna give you about 2 to 3 hours. Not very good. All in all though, for $30, definitely pick it up over Afternoon Swim because you're gonna get damn near the exact same performance at a fraction of the cost. Moving on to Pacific Chill. Now, Pacific Chill is my favorite fragrance of all time. So this one, gotta be careful with what I say here. Really quick, if you want to just keep things simple and you're using this as kind of like a buying guide for L'Immensité, Afternoon Swim, and Pacific Chill, Maison Alhambra's Jean Lo series is probably the go-to. It's simple, those are all about $30. They all do a very good job at replicating the smell. The only thing is that their performance lacks a little bit. However, like I said, keeping it simple, roll with them. But the best dupe that I found for Pacific Chill is Pinus by Fragrance World. This one is about 90% similar to Pacific Chill. You're going to get about 6 to 7 hours out of this, so decently similar to Pacific Chill. It's not as ambery as Pacific Chill, and obviously not as high quality, but as I said previously, with that price point, you're going to be paying for higher quality. It is going to run you about $60. Higher quality, higher price. This one, very good. Next up for L'Immensité, I'd say roll with Jean Lo Immortelle. My experience with this one, 95 to 96% similar to L'Immensité. It's going to run you about $25. To me, it's a more gingery version of L'Immensité. And I feel like on the dry down, it keeps that extra gingery aspect. And in my opinion, I prefer the dry down smell of Jean Lo Immortelle to the dry down smell of L'Immensité. However, like I said previously about the Jean Lo dupes, the performance will lack a little bit. I get about 4 to 5 hours on skin with this one. Lastly, City of Stars, go with Valaire's Golden Hour. This one is going to be about 90% similar to City of Stars, and it's going to cost you around $40. And it's kind of weird because with me, City of Stars opens up floral and powdery, but then dries down to be more citrusy. With Golden Hour, it's more citrusy in the opening, but as it dries down, it gets more powdery. Not to say that that's a bad thing though. It does keep the sunscreeny vibe of City of Stars. It's gonna last you about 6 to 7 hours, so pretty good performance on this one. Other than that, that's it. 5 of the best dupes that I have found to 5 popular Louis Vuitton fragrances. Do you guys want to see another one of these? Maybe a part 2? Let me know in the comments. Make sure to like and subscribe. See you guys later. Peace.